Hello everyone, it's hump day. Yeah, I got a little busy during lunch today, so I had to make it a dinner break. I knew I wouldn't be able to come in at noon. So I hope you've grabbed your dinner. Hope you told a friend to come along and watch. And we're going to get crafting on a cute little card. This card actually, Sherry Zicki, my partner in crime, so to speak, actually designed, and I told her I was going to totally copy it from her. So thanks, Sherry, for sharing that with me. And I'm going to get my feed going right here on my computer so I can make sure I'm live. And then I'm going to flip my camera down. Normally on hump days, I don't start with my camera up. I just go right to the project. It's dinner, so we're going to do it here. All right, so here I am. And I better make sure my mute's on. Hold on. Okay, because that would be scary hearing my voice twice. All right, let's go here. Say hi. Let me know what you're doing for dinner, where you're joining us from. I'd love to know. There we go. And I'm going to just type a quick comment in here, and we'll get flipped down. I'm actually going to flip you down right now, and then I'll type my comment in. If you get dizzy, close your eyes. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, hold on. I'm going to adjust a little bit more. There, I want to be able to see my desktop without cutting everything off. Okay, all right. Now let me type my comment here. Well, why can't I type in a comment? All right, weird that I can't type in my own comments. All right, we're just gonna try and get out of here. I don't know what's going on. There we go. All right. All right. So it's cooled off a lot here in Wisconsin. It's back down to like 70 degrees now, which is, much bearable versus the 100 degrees we've had the last couple of days. Not that I'm complaining. I do love summer, but when it's so oppressively hot and humid, it's not fun to go outside. Just saying. Yeah, so I'm going to actually cook on the stove again tonight. So I am going to make some pork chops and some noodles and some veggies. So that's what I'm going to do right after this video. Couple of things to talk about. Summer Palooza registration ends tomorrow. So if you haven't signed up yet, make sure you do. We've got an awesome event planned for you. We've got 2 different Palooza packages. You can get the full Palooza, and you will get the Notes and Totes class and the Cheers and Sips class. If you haven't seen that, scroll back down on my page, and also check out, if you're watching on YouTube, check out some of the YouTube videos. Sherry and I did a little fun video for all of you, and where we shared the projects. So again, Summer Palooza, it's during the week. So we're going to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So all throughout the days, we'll be going in a Facebook group, and we'll be posting videos and posting pictures and doing lives. All of our lives and videos will be uploaded up to YouTube, so you'll be able to watch them there. And those of you that are not on Facebook, I will have a way to share samples that we're sharing pictures of. I will have a way to send that to you so you can get extra ideas from. So make sure you sign up. It's going to be super exciting. I'd love to have you with us. We've got a lot of fun things planned. In addition to the 2 main classes that we're offering, we do have 2 add-on classes. I think it's Floral Impressions and Hugs and Healing. Really cute. You do get the stamp sets with those. Our Palooza ones, you don't get the stamp set or the dies. You have to order those separately. You can always add that onto your class, or you can actually purchase it yourself so you get the rewards and then just still sign up for the class. All right, enough said about that. I am going to jump into this. Now, I am going to tell you, well, I saw the card. I didn't make the card yet. So we're going to make it together. We're going to be using Cutest Onesie. Summer seems to be the time for graduations and babies and all that good stuff. So I decided to do a baby card. I actually want to do this as a class for July. I've got a lot of class ideas, so I have to figure out what ones I'm going to do. I may just do like a Super Saturday where I do 3 of them. All right, so let's get out these Cutest Onesie dies. Let's see what's in here. Oh, how adorable. A little onesie, a hanger, a rattle, a little pocket, and 1, 2, 3. Cute. All right, and this is our Cutest Onesie stamp set. It is a photopolymer stamp set. I'm just going to take off this right now because I know I'm using it all tonight. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it. Colors that we're going to be using. So my cardstock colors are Soft Sea Foam, Balmy Blue, Bubble Bath, Lemon Lolly, and Smoky Slate. And I am also pulling in some basic white, of course, kind of given. But I am pulling in these awesome stripes and florals mix and match note cards and envelopes. So I'm going to pull out these. And right now these are in sale. So it's $8 for a set of 10 cards and 10 envelopes. So pretty good deal. But here is, this is the one we're actually going to be using right here. Just like that. So both sides are, you know, have the print on them. So, I mean, realistically, you could cut them in half and just put it on thick white if you want to stretch your card bases a little bit. And then here is the pink one. You can hardly see, but it does have a little floral pattern on that. I'm trying to move my camera so you can see it. I don't think you can very well. If you look online in my Stampin' Up! Store, you might be able to see that better. But it's very, very subtle. So it's Bubble Bath and Balmy Blue. Yeah. And then you got coordinating envelopes with it. All right. So we're going to take our envelope out as well. Always need a baby card, right? All right, so there's my envelope. All right, and then I'm pulling in some party dots. These are either on low inventory or I hope they're still available. Let me just go quick. Look, 164602. Oh, they are still there. They're $8. All right. And this Cutest Onesie stamp set and dies comes as a bundle. You save 10% when you purchase it as a bundle, or you can just purchase the dies, or you can just purchase the stamp set, whatever combination you want there. All right. I want to keep this and this together and this together. All right, let's get started on our cards. So we've got our card base. So our card base here is going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So our standard size card that we make. I'm going to take a piece of my basic white here, and I want to cut this down to be, let's see, we want to, you know what, we're going to cut our other stuff out first. Then we'll decide what this is going to be. I'm going to grab, I just need to cut this down a little bit. I don't need that full piece. So I'm just going to grab, let's see, it is, so just go here. Shoot. All right. Okay, let me pull in my die cut machine. I didn't have that all set here. So I'm going to be using my little blue guy here. My mini machine. Mini but mighty, I like to call it. And we're going to pull in our stamps and get stamping here. So I've got my little onesie we're going to pull out. So I'm going to start with my lightest color. So I'm actually going to start with my, my colors are different from my cardstock. I'm using Balmy Blue. I'm using Daffodil Delight, which will be stamped on my Lemon Lolly. I have my Petunia Pop, which will be stamped on my Bubble Bath. And then I have my Granny Apple Green to be stamped on my Soft Sea Foam. All right. I just wanted the image to pop up a little bit. So we'll start with our yellow here. I know I'm kind of making a mess of things here on my desk. There we go. Okay. So we're going to start with our yellow, our Daffodil Delight on our Lemon Lolly. So I'm going to do one of these. Okay. Just like that. And let's put some little stars on this one. So I'm just going to put some random stars on my little onesie here. Yeah, I did stamp off on that. That's all right. Okay. All right, so we got some there. Let's clean those. Because we're going to be using this yellow over this onesie stamp over and over. All right. Let me put this one back. All right. Next color. I'm going to have my little, what is that? Not sure what that is. Oh, it's the little snap thing. Okay. This one we're going to do little hearts. So I'm going to pull my little heart. And we're going to grab our petunia here. And I'm going to stamp my little onesie here. Now normally when I'm doing this, I will stamp a couple of them and die cut them right away so I can make more than one card. All right, so I'm going to stamp those two. I need that open. Let's clean this real quick before I forget to. All right. All right. We'll take our little heart here. And I'm just going to put some random hearts on my little onesie. All right. Now we're going to, and that one I'm just going to leave blank. I'm just going to die cut it and figure it out later. All right. We're going to take our Granny Apple Green onto our seafoam. Now I'm hoping that this color works. I may have to switch it out after I stamp it. I may decide, oh, I don't like that color combo. It happens. All right. So if you're watching for the first time, say hi, let me know. All right. It didn't quite stamp completely, so I'm going to redo it. There we go. Much better. So I only need 3 of them. And on this one, maybe we'll just do the little pocket. I don't know. Like, I don't know how that's going to stamp. Let's just try it. The little cloud. So we'll just, I don't know, stamp it on here. And this is my sample one, so I don't really like that. So it's just too big. All right, we're going to go with the little pocket. Little pockets is here. I always think of the Lord of the Rings movie when I say pockets. All right, there we go. Okay, I don't know of too many onesies that have pockets, do you? I'm trying to think if my grandchildren have pockets on their onesies. I don't think they do. All right, and then we're going to take this and we're going to stamp a sentiment. And then we're going to stamp wishing you lots of joy. We're going to stamp that in balmy blue on balmy blue cardstock. So we're doing tone on tone. Dude. And I'm just going to put it right here. Just like that. You know, it almost doesn't really show up. So we may have to just use, I don't want to use black because it's too dark. So let's take one of our new colors, our Secret C, and see what color that will stamp like. So I'm just going to flip this over and we're going to stamp it right down here. Oh, I like that. I like that much better than I like black. So that is our new, one of our new in colors called Secret C. I have been using that a lot. All right, first things first, I'm going to trim this down. This is going to be my sentiment on the card. So we're going to go to 1 inch. I'm just kind of down to 1 inch for now. I'm going to go a little smaller, but I wanted to see where it would cut. All right. So let's take a 1/4 inch off there. I want to get that straight. So when I cut, it's straight. Okay, so it's a 3/4 inch And we're going to trim this end down here. 3/4 by 3.5. And you know what? 3 1/4. That was a little bit long. So I'm just using a scrap. You know, trim it down for the size of your sentiment. Yeah, I can use it. All right. And let's get this back. Now we have to determine what size. Oh, I forgot the little hangers. Oh, I didn't die cut anything yet. I'm going to get all my die cutting done at one time. But I need that white piece. Let's do our die cutting. Because what I'm thinking about is how many onesies across the front, how wide I'll need that piece of paper. So I need to have those die cut. So we're going to grab our little onesie. Oh my goodness. A onesie. And roll that tape there. We'll take our little rattle. We'll take our little hanger. All right. Because what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to just die cut the rattles at the same time. I want to see which ones I kind of like in there. Oh, we're not doing that side. We're doing this side anyways. All right. So let's line up our little onesie here. So I'm going to die cut that. And I just want to get that lined up a little bit better. And we'll die cut a rattle at the same time. Again, all about working smarter, not harder. That's one of the things that we like to say in our business group a lot. Work smarter, not harder. So don't triple your work. You know, use your work that you've done in multiple ways. All right. So here's our onesie. Here's our little... You might take a pick tool here just to pop that out. All right. Just quick. Ooh, what was that? Oh my. Don't know where that came from. Barbecued pork Sammy's. Ooh, that sounds so good, Helen. But I just need to throw something in. I need to just throw something in the oven. I mean, not in the oven. Just in a pan and be done with it and not have to worry about 50 things. Just because I can't do it. Not tonight. It's been a rough week so far. All right. Now we're going to get our little pink onesie here. I'm hoping I left myself enough room for a rattle. I'm really hoping I did. And we'll see in a minute. I think I did. Yes, I did. If you hear hooting and hollering, yes, my grandchildren are here. They're downstairs with their daddy. They had grilled cheese for dinner. Not that they're fussy. Well, Casey's never a fussy eater. She'll eat anything. Caden, he's a kind of a fussy eater. He's kind of going through some growth spurts and changes. So his appetite changes like in the same day. Like you'll think he's hungry. Like he'll eat a bunch of breakfast. Like, oh, he's going to eat really good today. No. No, he's just teasing you. So, he's a petite little guy. They're definitely not identical. Obviously, it could have been a boy and a girl. But they are two totally different looking kids. And two totally different personalities. Which is fun. And they're on two different schedules, which is not fun. So anyone who has had children, yeah, you do know that, you know, that schedule thing, yeah. Like you hope both of them will nap at the same time. that rarely happens. Okay. All right, so I got my 3 different rattles. I got my 3 different onesies, and we're going to get our little hangers cut now. I don't need a really big piece, so I'm going to just trim this down. All right. I can fit a whole bunch of hangers on here. So I'm just doing these really quick. Okay. I thought I'd be able to do it much faster than that, but guess not. It's a pretty small die, so... But I just need 3. It goes pretty quick. I don't have to run it through the whole thing. I just run it back and forth when it's a really small die like that, instead of having to go all the way through the whole machine. It saves me time. And why run it through on, you know, paper that you're not cutting? I mean, really. All right. Just make sure you go through all the way so that you get the whole piece cut. That's my only tip. All right. So this one I'll run through so you can see how it looks. It's cute. It's a cute little hanger. All right. Now, because I'm going to be using a hanger, I think I'm going to need some baker's twine to make like a little clothesline. I was so excited. I was helping my son with the baby clothes, and I washed them and I hung them outside the other day when it was like 100 degrees out. I'm like, hey, it's just like the dryer, you know? It'll dry things fast. And good thing that day wasn't as muggy. So I lucked out with that day. All right, I'm just coming to grab some washi tape. Sorry. Not washi tape. Baker's twine. Okay, so let's see here what size I need. I'm just going to move some stuff off to my side so we don't have to sit there and look at it. All right. So I need these 3. So I like to think of this as one of those cards for the parents that are not doing a reveal. You know, I don't even think I need that. I'm not going to even use that bigger twine, I don't think. We're just going to go like this. So let's see what size this is. This is going to be my ruler. I just bought a new ruler too. I forgot that I have it. All right, so we're looking at 4.5, which makes sense because that's 5.5. 4.5 by, let's go 4.5 by 3. Let's see what that looks like. Is this 4.5? It is. So 4.5, will that work? Have whichever color you want in the middle. Just, you know, it's your card. You make it where you want to go. All right, that will fit. So I'm just going to take my little pencil here and kind of mark where I think I should cut it. We're going to go right here. So I've got 4.5 by, oh, spot on. It was 3. That was a good guess on my part. Okay. All right. I got a little bit of a pencil mark there, so we'll just erase it or flip it over, one of the two. All right. Just want to set this right on front. And we're going to take these. I'm going to adhere these 2 down and pop this one up. You know, I kind of, because this one doesn't have a pattern on it, I think I'm going to put that one in the middle. All right. So I'm just going to put them like that. All right, let's get out my adhesive here. Ooh, it's almost out. Let's see if we can make this card. I'm going to go ahead and just run my adhesive here. Oh, I need a little hanger. So there is a little slit in this, so you can actually put your hanger right in there. I'm just going to tuck it in there. Come on. All right. That was not the best way to do this one, so let's just try this again. I'm going to take the hanger from the back and slide it through. Much easier to do. We'll slide in much better and go right where you need it. And then you can just run your adhesive across. Maybe, if my adhesive wants to roll. It doesn't really want to roll today. What is the deal? All right. Well, it's probably getting to the end. That's what the deal is. All right. So let's put one right here. Put that one up a little bit higher. Put this one up a little bit higher. Okay. This one, I'm going to, again, slide my hanger through the back. Right, so that little slit, I'm just lifting up so I can slide my hanger through, just like that. This one's going to be popped up on dimensionals. So I'll bring my dimensional sheet in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimension on each side of my hanger here. So it catches my hanger, yet it supports the top of my little onesie. All right. So yeah, I'm putting a few on there. I like to make sure my projects have support. All right. So let's put this right there. All right, we're going to flip this over and put some dimensionals on. Now, I'm not putting dimensionals in the middle. Reason being is that way when this goes through the mail, it'll go through the mail easier. So it's just not completely popped up there. All right. Ooh, I just put on crooked. Come on. There we go. And I want to trim this down. My trimmer must not be very sharp there. So I'm going to trim this down a little bit more. I'm just going to trim off that rough edge is what I want. So when I do that, I'm going to hold my cardstock down there. And then I'm going to have to change it over here and trim it down. So it's going to end up being a 1/2 inch. And that was just because ooh, that's going to be close. Oh yeah, it just fit. 1/2 inch. And because it's going to go over the one that does have dimensional, I do need to put a dimensional on the end here. All right. In fact, I'm going to put 2 of them. So 1, 2 right on the end. And I'm going to take a little bit of liquid glue here and put it right here, right where it's going to overlap that onesie. Grilled venison steaks and fried potatoes. Ooh, a nice green salad would go good with that too. You guys make some amazing food, Sherry. Just gotta say. All right. So there we go. Again, I totally got this card from Sherry. I'm really glad I went up there and saw it. I don't even know that I need these little rattles on. I kind of feel like I like it without. So that is our card for tonight. So thanks for watching Hump Day. I almost said lunch break, dinner break, where we featured our Cutest Onesie stamp set and coordinating dies. These dies are stinking adorable. So you got a hanger, a rattle, a little onesie, and then what else do we have in there? There's more in there. Oh, a little pocket. Let's take this off. So you got your little pocket you could die cut out. And then you've got numbers, 1, 2, 3. So again, thanks for joining me. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Stampin' Fun and More at 6:44. I will be featuring some of the sweets that, bundles from the sweets that are on sale right now. So don't miss out. You don't want to miss out on the savings of that. The savings for those bundles on any sweet products ends June 30th. But the sips and cheers and sips that we'll be using in our Summer Palooza, that is one of them that are on sale. So you can get it at half price if you purchase another bundle. Or you can, buy that and get something else in one of the other sweets for half price. It's totally mix and match. You don't have to buy everything from the same sweet. You can buy it from multiple sweets, but I'll go over that more tomorrow night. So take care, and thanks again for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you tomorrow.